All right, so as we look at the task, we have a word problem. So I'm going to read it through, and it says, "Hi, my name is Bill Waits, founder of Super Scooper Ice Cream. I'm offering a gift certificate for our signature Super Bowl, a $4.95 value, if you forward this letter to 10 people." So when you finish sending this to 10 people, a screen will come up. It will be your Super Bowl gift certificate. Print it out, and then you can get your ice cream. So as I read through that, this is kind of basically a chain letter. So if you send on this chain email to 10 people, you will get $4.95. So we're gonna look at the task, but make sure you do have a calculator. So these chain emails rely on each person in the email to forward it on. So have you ever wondered how many people might receive this email if it goes unbroken? That means everybody sends it out to 10 people. To figure this out, assume that it takes a day for the email to be opened, forwarded, and then received by another person. So on day one, Bill Waits starts sending the email to his 8 closest friends, and they each forward that out. So what I'm going to do is make a table. So I'm going to do day and then emails. And although we start at day 1, I'm going to put day 0 in for our math modeling. So on day 1, we had 8 people. And then those 8 people all send them out to 10 people. So what we do is say 8 people sending the email out to 10 people. You multiply 8 times 10 and get 80. Then on the third day, those 80 people send it out to 10 people. So 80 times 10 is 800. Then on the fourth day, those 800 people send it out to 10 people, and it's 8,000. So how many people are gonna, oh, whoops, and I put 2 extra zeros, my fault. So how many people are gonna receive this on day 7? Well, I'm seeing a pattern. Every time I multiply by 10. If I'm continuously multiplying, that means that this is a geometric series. Now, to get to day 10, I'm going to start by writing an explicit equation. Now, the explicit equation is familiar. It's an exponential equation. So y equals a times b to the x, and a is your initial value, at 0. And then b is your growth or decay factor. And in our case, we're growing, so I'm just going to write growth factor. So in looking at this, our growth factor, b, equals 10. And then we just have to go back and at time 0, figure out, well, how many emails have you got? Well, to move down the table, we multiply by 10. So to move up the table here, we go 8 divided by 10. We do the opposite. And that is decimal point 8. So a at times 0 is decimal point 8. So our equation to model this is y equals 0.8 times 10 to the n. And then what we want to do is plug that in for day 7. So we would go y equals 0.8 times 10 to the 7th power. And that's why I have my calculator here. I go 0.8 times 10 to the 7th power. And here's what I get. Y equals 8. And then I just write all the zeros. I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I work backwards and put my commas there after every 3. And I can see my answer is 8 million people. In continuing this on, how many people will receive this email on day N? Well, we already did the work on working out that equation. Y is equal to 0.8 times 10 to the N. Now we could, if we wanted to, model this with a different equation. Because 0.8 at time 0, that doesn't make sense that we're sending it out to 0.8 of a person. So what we could do is write it like this. Y is equal to 8 is what we start at, and we're still multiplying by 10, but this time we're doing 1 less. So the first day, when I multiply that, I'm going to go to the n minus 1 power. And then just double check that. If I go 8 times 10 to the 7 minus 1, which is 6 power, I do in fact get 8 million. So that does check out. So this would make more sense, but a lot of people get confused with that, so this is perfectly okay. Now, for our last problem, it says, if Bill gives away a Super Bowl that costs $4.95 to each person that receives the email during the first week, how much will he have spent? So we have 8 million people. Each getting a $4.95 coupon. And we have to see, well, what total cost is that to his business? And when I write that down, I just get 396 and then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then to write that down with money, that cost is $39,600,000. So that's a large spending in advertising. He just hopes that the people like the ice cream and come back and spend more.